Hi, this is a quick and short video about some of the Git intermediate commands. I'm going to assume you already know certain commands like Git cherry pick, Git rebase, normal rebase, Git merge, Git commit hyphen hyphen amend. I want to talk about Git interactive rebase first. So this is my log, and what I want to do is I want to copy this commit SHA because I want to open up all the commits up until that particular commit, and I want to choose if I want to reorder the commit history or if I want to change the commit message, if I want to reword it, if I want to fix up will get merged to its parent and will ignore its commit, and squash is similar to fix up but the commit message is retained. You could look it up, but this was a very short and quick intro of the different commands. Now that I have chosen to fix up, you could also see this nice commit history. This will only work if we have the default editor set to VS Code. By default, I think it would come to be Vim or something. Now let me continue rebase, and the rebase is done, and you see this new log. So yeah, apart from using commit SHA, there is another way to do this. So to refer until what point you want. So as you see, the first thing is the head, and from head you want to go to the third thing. So until the third, from head the third thing, all the commit history will be, all the commit message will be opened here. So head tilde 3. The third thing will not be there, but head 1 2 it's there. Since we are in the topic of changing the commit history, what if I want to squash all these commit messages because these are irrelevant? What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a commit message called Git Reset hyphen hyphen soft, and up until that particular commit SHA, that commit SHA will not be there. Before that, all the commits are squashed. You see, it's not there anymore, and it's in the staging area. Now what I can do is I can commit fresh, and I could give my new commit history. This is one other way to quickly squash all your last few commits. This is using commit SHA, similar to how we did Git interactive rebase. We could do, instead of commit SHA, we could also do using head thing. Since we are on the topic of head, let me show you where and all we could use the head. So let me create a new branch, and instead of using git push origin big branch name, I could just give git push origin head. Head will refer to the current tip, right? It can also refer to the current branch name. So I don't have to give the full entire branch name each name. There is also another shortcut. It's to give in config. You could say that it's always the present branch that needs to be pushed. That you could check later. But let me show another thing. Another cool thing here. Imagine I want to push the local big branch name to a decent name in my remote repo. I could do this command. So generally, whenever we do the git push, this is a shorthand that git by default does it. Here I can also use head, which is pushing the current branch colon to the remote branch. Okay, so generally git always does this current thing by default without us, without we with, if we didn't do the colon thing, it will assume the current branch as the remote branch. Also it will do it for us. In sometimes in projects, what you need is, you need the stash, whatever you stash, you need it now and then. You don't want to do stash apply and stash pop all the time. We need something like a name stash. So you could use this command git stash push hyphen m. Here what I want to do is I want to comment the husky code out, and I could apply it by telling the number. You could see the number once you do the git stash list. So this is a neat command that may come handy in case you want to do the same thing again and again. An alternate way to do achieve the same result would be to apply a patch. For example, if you do git diff, you will see what are the changes, and I could create a patch file. And what I could do is I will have this patch file in the parent directory so that it doesn't conflict with my git thing. And for now, let me clean this out. So this was the diff. Let me clear it out. Like now it's a reset. So imagine, like after 3 days, 4 days, after different commits, I want to apply the same change. Like I want to comment out the husky thing that you see in the package.json. I could do this apply, git apply, and apply that particular patch file. So I have this change, voila. So this comes handy in case if you have some things that needs to be changed now and then, maybe. So that is about git stash and apply patch thing. Let's see something else. Generally, you must be used to creating a branch using this command, using git checkout hyphen b, and those set of commands, right? There is this command called git switch in the recent git update. So maybe we have to rewire our thinking to adopt this particular way of creating branch. Git switch is more intuitive. Here git switch hyphen hyphen create branch name will create a branch, or git switch hyphen c, which is a shorthand for hyphen hyphen create, will create a new branch. Let's use this instead of git checkout hyphen b. This is much more cleaner. Probably let's teach this for our other devs as well. Moving on. So git switch without hyphen c, it switches to the branch, which is pretty obvious. Let's imagine I want to create a branch that is already existing from a branch, and I want to override. I could do hyphen capital C, it will override that branch. So it's not a command that you need to remember a lot. It's pretty easy command. Maybe we need to rewire thinking. So this is about git switch. And one other thing that we need to change our thinking is whenever there is a stage change or a change, like we do git checkout hyphen hyphen dot, right? Now that we have this VS Code, we can intuitively do it. But in case if you are somebody who is terminal user, I would suggest you not go with git checkout hyphen hyphen dot. Like it suggests something called git restore file, right? There you could see. Why don't we use that? So basically you want to restore the file like however it was, right? Basically in the commit history. Okay, it's not the package JSON, it's readme. So git restore readme.md will restore the file to its original to what it was in the working tree. So that's with, let's use git restore instead of using git checkout dot thing. And imagine there is a thing that is already staged. Okay, we can do, how do we restore it? We can restore using git restore hyphen hyphen stage, so that it's not in the staging area anymore, but it's still there. Okay, so git restore hyphen hyphen stage, uh, the shortcut is to do git restore hyphen capital S. So git restore hyphen hyphen stage is same as git restore hyphen capital S. Okay, let me demo this. So capital S dot. So this does the same thing. Okay, now we want to do unstaging and restoring the file in one single command. Let's see how to do that. We could do git restore hyphen capital S W. So this will restore to the working tree in one single command. This will do it for us. So this is a neat command. So git switch, git restore. Please remember that it's in the latest git. If you don't have latest git, please install it. It's a pretty handy command which is much more intuitive than this one. Okay, let's move on to the next step. If you have zshrc or bash rc, whatever that is, you could create certain aliases yourself. For example, there is a project where I want to pull from the develop branch, and I want to pull from the staging branch. I want to do certain specific set of commands that I use. So what I do is I create alias like this. So in this case, just for the example sake, I'm like creating alias like gp develop, which will do the git pull origin develop command each time. So I'm sourcing the zshrc so that it's reloaded. Okay, so if I run this command, what it will do is it will pull the origin develop branch, and you could see this command is working. So I would suggest, if you there is a common command that you're using, you could do this alias. If you use zsh, I will suggest using this oh-my-zh plugin, where there is a git plugin by default. I'm not sure if it's plugin where there are a lot of aliases already that you could use. So I use these aliases. That's for git checkout, gco, glg is git log, glog is a git log, so gst is the git status, ggp is git push, the current branch thing, ggu is git pull using rebase, the current branch from the remote branch. A lot of these commands are pretty nifty and handy, and it's pretty incredibly useful, and you don't have to type the entire thing all the time. So I would highly recommend you having this git plugin part of the oh-my-zh. So those are the things that I believe would make you more productive. If you have any other things that you want to suggest, please leave it in the comments below. And yeah, I hope you found this video useful, and thank you.